With 14th August and Pakistan's 76th Independence Day approaching, spirits seem to be as high as ever. But this time, let's look at what our politicians and those in authority have done for Pakistan, just off the top of our heads. If there is one thing we can all unanimously agree on, it's the fact that Pakistan has been blessed with the best, and we mean the best politicians. From breaking mics to creating a ruckus in the Sindh Assembly by forcefully bringing in a charpai to symbolize the funeral of democracy, our politicians never fail to humor us. However, that's not all. Apart from embarrassing themselves inside the assemblies, our politicians have also made our lives almost unbearable.
Yeah, big guy government.
For example, recently, the revised national average tariff was determined at 29.78 rupees per unit, which is 4.96 rupees per unit higher than the previously determined national average tariff. Not to mention the whole gas and load shedding ordeal we as citizens of Pakistan have been going through for so many years, and it continues to grow worse. It was hard enough to say goodbye to midnight noodle cravings thanks to no gas. But as citizens of this country, we also had to get used to the unpredictable nature of Pakistan's load shedding. It seems as if even our politicians are not spared from the nuisance of load shedding.
At least ये तो साबित हो गया है कि बिलावल हाउस में भी load shedding होता है.
Fuel prices have risen and may continue to rise. Just last week, the country announced an increase in petrol and diesel prices.
तो बेटा कुछ दिनों में इतनी थैलियों में सोनार की दुकान पे बिके.
And yes, before we forget, let's talk about the masterpiece by Bilawal Bhutto, who apparently is a politician by day and a scientist by night.
इसको समझना पड़ेगा हमें कि जब बारिश आता है तो पानी आता है, जब ज्यादा बारिश आता है तो ज्यादा पानी आता है.
Despite what Bilawal Bhutto says, we have a serious problem at hand: flooding. Even though everyone and their mother knows how rain works here, the grave impacts of flooding on Pakistani citizens cannot be ignored. If you had $1 for every time the dollar rate increased, you might be able to buy an apartment in Imar. Gone are the days when $1 was for 100 rupees, which made calculations and conversions a lot simpler for people who can't do math. Although we have a lot to blame our politicians for, let's not absolve ourselves of the ways we are complicit in messing up this country. From continuously trashing the streets and neglecting our stray animals, we have done our fair share to ruin Pakistan's name. Most recently, this footage of a sale last week shows the lengths to which our people would go for a piece of cloth. And yes, that includes men who obviously have to turn to violence. Enough with the negativity. Let's go over some of the positive achievements made by Pakistan recently, mainly by sports people, mountain climbers, and filmmakers. Sorry, no politicians on the list, for obvious reasons. Hamza Khan, a 17-year-old from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, made the country proud by winning the World Junior Squash Championship after 37 years. Similarly, in July 2022, Samina Beg made the whole nation proud by becoming the first woman in the country to summit K2, the world's second highest mountain. Moving on to entertainment, just 4 weeks after its release in October 2022, The Legend of Maula Jatt became the highest-grossing South Asian film at the UK box office in 4 years. Joyland, a film directed by Saim Sadiq, won numerous awards at Cannes Film Festival and Independent Spirit Awards. Zindagi Tamasha also did really well over the world and bagged several awards such as Best Picture and Best Actor at Asian World Film Festival, to name a few. But of course, we banned both those films. Kids had really high hopes for Pakistan, and it's safe to say we have not lived up to their expectations.
When I will grow up, I will be army and save Pakistan.
Strong army, wow, great!
Maybe we can still bring good news this year with the long-awaited Cricket World Cup approaching. Or maybe we can continue living with a sliver of hope anyway, until climate change gets to us, that is.